Or you just pick 5 heroes with teamfight spells and drop them all on one hero as like a massive power play. That's the real way to
dominance play. That's who did that the other day? It wasn't even just a massive. It wasn't like a drop everything on one person, but it was the turnaround. Was it?
I can't remember, but
was it Old 11 who turned around? And he just turned around and like got the last shot. Yeah.
Yeah. On the position 5, every time, every single ult. Even after he dies, you use it anyway. Like, why not?
Echo on his dead body. Jesus. Telling you, here comes the experimentation.
Keen Gaming have first pick again, by the way. So no draft swap order, but they have swapped Radiant Dire sides. In the lobby, they chose first pick on Keen Gaming, and then LGD chose Radiant. So I think both these teams preferring first pick. Sorry, both teams preferring first pick. Keen Gaming preferring first pick overall, but I think LGD are quite happy with whatever happens in the draft. To be honest, like either order, like we saw, they were confident in their picks. It didn't really matter what Keen Gaming picked; they were still just happy to just do whatever they were doing. And I'm not surprised to see that Nature's Prophet banned out. Honestly, I think it was just so game winning.
Not gonna get the Chalice Nature's Prophet this time. You got the Somnus Nature's Prophet. You got to be hyped for one, right?
Yeah, it got me hyped. What do we want to see next, though? That's the question. We've seen the Nature's Prophet now. Is there anything from LGD that we really want?
Is there anything that I want from LGD?
Yeah, apart from Veno. Don't say it, please.
Mid-Ancient Apparition, but they already banned the Ancient Apparition. Telling you, Mid-Earth Spirit.
Oh, yeah.
Mid-Earth Spirit. That's what I want.
I don't want to see a Chalice Ember like yesterday. That was not massively impressive, I have to say. LGD did not look good that game.
They're just having fun here. It's not always about looking good.
Yeah, and there goes the Naga ban again. Obviously, I don't know Keen Gaming that well, but I assume that's something they're really confident with. Old 11 Bristle, actually, that's what I want to see as well. He was really good at that. Grimstroke incoming, I'm very sure.
I agree with the chat. I want the Techies Pudge.
Oh, Techies Pudge. That sounds good.
You remember
I'd take a Techies Pudge.
You remember the Techies game at Epicenter?
Yes, yeah.
Or multiple Techies games, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I got to cast who it was. I think OG played it and Complexity played it.
Yeah, I got to cast the first ever Techies game in Captain's Mode. Lucky me. And I cried. It was horrendous. It was absolutely awful. I think it was Z-Freak that played it, and it just didn't do anything the whole game, which was hilarious.
Yeah,
the first Techies game in Captain's Mode after they removed it is what I meant to say, but yeah, because obviously it was being picked at TI and stuff before. TI
so
5,
Enigma
I think that was.
Again for LGD, and going with that, I think I remember you guys that was second stream, right? Or it might have even been first stream.
Yeah. It was second
stream. I remember you and Nomad going, we just cast the Techies game. And you guys had this face of just despair. And I was just like, it was that good, eh?
It was just the fact that it was so bad. And they lost in like 20-something minutes, like really early 20 minutes. It was hilarious. But we were so hyped because we got to cast the first one.
Ooh. FY Nyx.
Okay. Good against Ember with the Flame Guard. Carapace. Obviously popping that one. I've only seen Kakanix in this tournament so far. Maybe FY can replicate some of that amazing Kaka play that we saw. I'm really surprised they didn't pick Grimstroke on LGD, because the thing is, it's not just about picking it for yourself, but it's also taking it away from Keen. Now they have this Ember Grimstroke, which we've talked about last series, is insanely strong. Like, I think this is one of the better opening combos at the moment, personally. But they're confident in this Enigma on LGD, it seems. They will just first phase it. They'll pick it whenever they like. And Old 11 does play it very well.
I think FY should play this Nyx Assassin pretty well. He is FY God, and he does play a bunch of 4 positions in a really amazing way. I'd love to even see... Give us something crazy. Chalice Tusk, That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, let's move away from the Chalice Tusk, I think.
You're really
It just
shooting
does
me
not
down
sound
today,
good.
Mo. Damn.
I am. Stop saying silly things then.
Yeah. Well, a man could
Venno?
dream, right? Venno?
We could still get the airstrip mid. Don't worry. Could happen. Oh, the Chinese Shadow Shaman ban. We saw the Grimstroke Shaman yesterday from, I think it was C deck, right?
Ooh. Ex Nova
Okay.
Enchantress?
I would assume so. I mean, the Purge is really good this game. Up against the Grimstroke and the Ember. Takes off Flame Guard, takes off Inkswell. I think this is a very good choice. And it's just this 5 hero that doesn't really like lose a lane, right? It's constantly going to be annoying. It doesn't matter what they pick as their 3 and their 4. Are they going to pick Rubik on Keen Gaming? Do we think again? I'd be really surprised if they didn't. There's an Enigma and a Nyx on the other team. You know,
But did
anything you get
he.
from Nyx is really good.
What did he even steal last game?
Uh, Not the win, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he stole anything. It felt like he didn't steal literally anything. Pangolier will be played for Keen Gaming, which they had in the last game too, right?
Yeah, they did, and it's another hero that does well with the Inkswell on it, so I don't mind it too much. I think Pango's okay. It does okay against the Enchantress in the laning stage as well.
Ooh, Drow's a different pick.
That is different, and it's really good up against Ember as well in like the early stages of the game, because like Dust is such a valuable silence. So,
is it a mid Drow?
Could be. Do you remember the patch where Drow could one-shot Ancients, and you'd put like a ward on the high ground to stack the camp mid?
Jesus.
Because they had their Ancient camp next to the mid lane. And then they finally changed it, so it didn't just one-shot creeps anymore, which was absolutely ridiculous. I don't know who decided. Valve decided that was a good idea, that would work on Ancients.
Incoming for LGD. Go with this ranged line.
Surely they have it. There's no way you game 1 and then you hate it so much now, but in game 2 you're like, do we pick it now?
Oh, Dazzle. Core Dazzle?
Could be 3, could be 4. Depends which way they want to put the Pango and the Dazzle. Could be mid Dazzle, I guess, but like there's a Nyx assassin in the game as well, though. With like Carapace is super good against Dazzle. There's points and touch, like the Shadow Wave as well. I don't know about this. I don't look. So there's some games like you talked to Dazzle yesterday. Do you remember about XM? Where you look at it and I was like, this is a pretty good Dazzle game. Like it's laning an Ember. It felt awesome. And then, but I look at the Dazzle pick this game and I'm like, is it that good? Like, it doesn't have the same feeling to it as it did yesterday. Yeah.
Trying to figure out what the play is here.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out what they're doing. I'm not really sure.
I'm also kind of just watching my frames die here.
What's about your frames, sorry?
I was just watching my frames die in multiple different areas of my computer.
I'm thinking, like, are they looking at picking a Huskar or something, maybe, on Keen?
What about on LGD? No, actually, never mind. Dazzle.
No.
Well, that used to be. I remember that used to be like the big thing. Like you saw a Dazzle and you were immediately just like, they're gonna pick Huskar, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like that used to be such a combo.
Huskar as
yeah.
well.
Was that was like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, I don't know how long ago it was now. They want some core hero that like gets on top of the Drow. So they have Ember and they have Pango, which are okay, but that's why they've banned out the PL on LGD. It's a really good PL game. They pick maybe like Monkey King, but it doesn't feel that good. They could pick again if they really wanted to, but again, doesn't feel amazing. Ooh. Okay.
Can we finally get the Tinker game I've been looking for?
I actually really like Keen Gaming's lineup. I think their draft's slightly greedy, but
pretty decent.
I more just don't like LGDs. is the main thing. They need some like super game-winning hero. Dusa, dude, they've got Drow. This is it.
See, you're not gonna get your Dusa. I'm not gonna get my Veno.
It's, it's
Maybe
gonna be
Tinker.
OD. It's gonna be OD. I'm
Yeah,
like
it looks like
99%
it.
sure.
Yeah, it looks like it should just be an OD game.
Like it kills like TB later on in the game. It lanes really well up against Ember. I'm trying to think of other heroes. Maybe like a Morphling. Oh, they get Zeus. Okay.
Oh,
Ugh. I don't know about this. I mean, I've
man.
been put off by a Zeus once today, but it ended up doing really well. Hmm. I think this TB's a really good pick. But it's going to come down to how well the lanes go for Keen Gaming. I think, like, if LGD crush the laning stage, they will just roll them over.
They
Like, the
played
Drow can link up with the Enigma really early, and they just start pushing towers.
they played really well in the laning phase last game. This looks like a honestly, it looks like a bunch of lanes that should go the way of LGD.
And you talked about them maybe experimenting a little bit more. I feel like this is something slightly different from LGD that they might not have picked if it was a more important game.
Yeah. I think, well, really the thing that's kind of different, and I only say that because of the fact that we saw a mid Zeus earlier today, is the drought. Like, we've seen all the times. And the Nyx is pretty standard. Old 11 is an LGD favorite. It's not that big of an experiment, but yeah, I mean, the lineup together might be.
Yeah, they don't have a amount of damage, right? Like, especially physical damage. It's basically X Nova and Chalice in them. And I don't know if that's going to be enough to deal with these cores early on in the TB and the Ember. I prefer Keen Gaming's lineup, I think. But again, if LGD just run through them in the laning stage, I think they're going to look really good at like the 10 to 15 minute mark. So, but at least, you know, Keen Gaming's pretty solid this time. Like they have ways of getting on Zeus as well, which isn't what we saw before from Vici when they played against it. Because there's an Ember in this game, there's a Panga with Rolling Thunder as well. There's a decent amount.
Ooh. Pause from FY. Disconnect from FY. Let's see. What are the starting items here? 6 tangos for the drow, going into double wraith band.
He's gone boots first on this Nyx as well to try, and it's going to help him get this early ward out. I'm assuming he's going to try and see to spot the small camp pulls, which I think is really important when you're playing up against TB and you've got this Enigma in your lane as well. You want the wave constantly coming towards the Enigma. So I think he's either going to block out the small camp or spot to see when it's going to be pulled by this dire side.
This is also, it ends up being an off lane dazzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, YDS is the 4, so he'll be on that Pangolier.
Interesting. I prefer it that way round than to have the Dazzle 4 Pango 3. I think the Dazzle lane's a little bit better against this Drow Ranger. And the Pango's kind of freed up a little bit to, run at the Ench, trying to fight her early on.
I just think with Metamorphosis on cooldown, like, this Terrible 8 is very susceptible.
Oh, X-Nova breaks the smoke. Really well played by him, actually. That's really good positional sense. I'm pretty sure he stood there on purpose. Like, I'm not 100% sure, but it looked like he was, trying to break up a movement. And he actually still has this ward on FY.
30
He's checking to see if they have an observer ward, but they do not.
Who placed the Observer second year? Because this is constantly getting pinged out.
The Dire side placed it second.
Alright, so they're going to get that D ward pretty quickly. Or they should be able to get a D ward.
Yeah. Old Eleven's like, guys, they have a ward here. Everyone's like, Old Eleven, we know, shut up. And he's like, guys, they have a ward here.
We know, shut up.
And look at that XP he gets from killing the Observer ward on Zeus. Oh boy. 350 XP in the mid lane? I will take that any day, he says. And they're going to get the D ward back the other way, though, so... Pretty sad for both teams. FY's going to look to kill the courier mid here, I think.
I would say the difference is, though, Fantasy took the ward on the King Gaming side, and Somnus took it on LGD side.
True, yeah. And I love that Grimstroke's already bringing out another sentry, like towards this top lane, because he thinks that this camp's going to be blocked, like we talked about before. And FY, he might accidentally start running into this courier here. He might even just be pulling the second wave, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, unfortunately, just before the courier comes. We've seen a lot of games, by the way, in this mid lane where there isn't any way to be able to break Flame Guard, so that the Ember is like freely able to push their lane out and stuff. But unfortunately, he's playing against the Zeus this time, so not quite as easy for the Ember here as maybe other things in the past.
Enchantress.
A lot of damage being done here onto YDS, and he's under this tier 1 tower. So is this creep wave for the moment. Zhaofu doesn't have anything to throw just yet. X-Nova, by the way, in the impetus level 1, so throwing out some damage every 6 seconds.
I actually think this Dasher needs to be really careful here. Oh, the courier.
Oh, second shot. And, ooh, takes the Sage's mask with it. Never gets to YDS.
And he's going to be able to... yeah, I was going to say he's going to look to try and unblock the big camp here on X-Nova, but he accidentally puts a sentry on the wrong side. And so that Observer going to carry on blocking the camp. It's really unfortunate for him.
We see that multi-shot doing some damage early on. A couple of frost arrows thrown the way of King Gaming. It's just an annoyance so far, but you could see already just glimpses into what Drow's going to be able to do in this lane. Could be a big problem. But yeah, Zhaofu, of course, will have the heal too. So
this bot lane's definitely a big problem for King. And they're going to go on Chalice, though.
Yeah, good job with the heal bomb as well as the swashbuckle forward. They end up losing Zhaofu. They get the kill on the Chalice for first blood. YDS gets credit for that. But, I mean, it's okay, I guess. If Zhaofu hadn't died, that would have been better.
Chalice not really respecting the damage, though, that can come out from them with his positioning in the lane. You know, you've got to be really careful about this poison touch with the swashbuckle on top.
Mm-hmm.
They have a decent amount. And Hikma's really low up in this top lane. He doesn't really care, though. He's kind of just doing his own thing.
Nova's just dead.
Oh, dear.
He ran out to try and D-ward, but he won't be able to cover that. They don't have a sentry to get rid of this one, so this Observer will...
He's going to start denying it.
Yeah.
It takes ages, actually. It takes 10 hits. What was that? I'm pretty sure Observer was supposed to take 2 hits to deny, right?
Weird.
Why did it take 5 and then it got to 50 HP and then just died instantly?
Ancient apparition is all I can say.
I didn't know that. That was weird. Maybe that's a mechanic that I just wasn't aware of.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that either. But chat will say they were, and we will be the stupid ones.
Maybe procced Lucky Shot, and so it took longer. That was all. Oh, Somnus refills his bottle on the Zeus as well.
That's a great feeling. And nobody came over mid for that. Blood just allowed that to happen, and he's got a bottle too. I'm surprised he didn't contest that at all. That's really surprising.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, if he misses that and then the Zeus just turns around and kills him, right? Like, the Ember can't kill him back because he's not going to be able to get the Flame Guard damage through because of the Zeus, but the Zeus would have definitely killed him.
But that's why you should have had somebody come over. I guess they don't really have someone to come over. Maybe Fantasy?
Unsure.
Because we've talked about that a lot. The rotations for that 4-minute rune. And
Especially
you know,
when
they're
both
working on
mids go
there.
bottle as well. Like, it
Yeah.
instantly becomes more important then. And if not, it feels like a support has to TP mid to be able to refill the bottle up for them. Because now Blood's just not going to be able to lane, like, at all.
X-Nova's
So he's
fine.
going to get the 5-minute one, which kind of helps him a little bit.
Chalice should be able to grab this bounty rune and he'll TP back to the tier 1 tower. They do a lot of damage with the Shadow Wave as well as Lucky Shot proccing and the right clicks coming through, but Chalice
They really
is
wanna
okay
go
for
for
now. They want
They know
to
that 'cause
poison
he-
touch him and swashbuckle him.
Yeah, they know that because he doesn't have TP, if they kill him again now, like, his game's going to be really difficult because he can't TP
Yeah.
back to lane again. But he's got a salve coming out on the courier and Chalice, so not awful for him. And this lightning creep is actually the most annoying thing in the game.
X-Nova taking a lot of damage. Shadow Wave again with the poison touch, but the Thunder God's Wrath, and that will cause 2 kills to be here bottom
Chill out.
for the side of LGD. Somnus gets Jiaofu, and Chalice gets YDS, and that's a spree into the hands of Chalice.
Yeah, and the other thing is there's a catapult wave coming in bot for LGD here. So if they can keep this catapult alive, this is probably going to get some significant damage on the tier 1. But Dazzle's rotating in. My friend just
FY.
messaged me and said it is actually a mechanic
Okay.
on the ward, by the way, which is interesting.
But what is it dependent on? That's the question.
Well, it takes 5 hits because it takes 10 HP off normally, but then when it gets to half HP, you can just instantly kill it. That's interesting.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mofar's friend.
Shout out to Corey.
I was gonna follow that up with a horrible line, but I enjoy our friendship too much to say anything.
Fantasy's coming top, by the way, with the Pango as well, and with this double inks, well...
They'll get the
old
kill
11.
easily on old 11. They pop Metamorphosis for that too.
Nice
Which
little
is fine.
gank actually there by the Pango. That's really nice. If you ink swelling him and he just swashbuckles in.
It does allow them to get the kill on the Jiaofu though over bottom, so Chalice gets the kill with the help of X-Nova, and that's really gonna help Drow because Drow's sitting level 6.
Yeah, and now that means that they can start pushing the laning really hard. Like he has
Ooh,
triple
but
rage
mid,
back as well.
YDS, he goes for another one. They've got the Grimstroke there, I believe. Oh, it actually was an Inkswell again. It just was Zeus a little bit too far forward, and he ends up dead.
They really needed that kill. The blood's fallen so far behind. In this mid lane.
Erica forced all the way back.
I love that he took mana burn at level 2 on FY.
Radiant
It's really good against this
structures are
TV
fortified.
because he has like pretty high stat gain in general, but also because he's really reliant on mana to help his farm throughout the lane with Conjure Image. So I assume he just keeps one value point in it for now, but yeah, the mid lane and the bot lane going really badly for King Gaming, unfortunately. If you look at the net worth of the Ember in comparison to the Zeus, it's really not good. And I genuinely think a lot of it comes down to that 4-minute run.
Jiaofu, look at how much damage he's taking. And they'll get the Thunder God's Wrath. They'll grab themselves the kill. X-Nova getting low. He may die here, but he's got the heal. And, well, YDS is slowed way too much. However, the swashbuckle is there. Disarms Chalice. Now YDS around the trees. The jukes will not be successful. And it's a killing spree for Chalice.
You know what? Worth a go. I respect it.
He got the kill. That's fine.
Oh no, he lost the range creep on Chalice. End. Oh, it's coming back. Don't worry. Panic over. Zeus has Necro 1, by the way. So like we saw from Xingqiu before in the POS 4 for eHome. I was about to say C deck. We are going to see the mid Zeus with a Necrobook first, just to help his farm speed. And just a really nice build-up. Has he got something... a neutral item that can come out on the courier? Yeah, they have Faded Brooch. He's actually going to keep it on Enigma. I feel like they should just give it to the Zeus instead, to be honest. Old 11, though. They're trying to go on Jiaofu here. Is just TP top after dying in the bot lane. He's like, oh, maybe this lane will be easier.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
not going to be.
Yeah,
He'll lose
never
his
mind.
life. I mean, how does he even get back to lane at this point? It feels like his game's kind of not over, but certainly a struggle. And well, Blood will at least get FY. He looks over maybe to get X-Nova, who preemptively pops the heal.
Yeah, he wants the Necro creeps here as well, but that range creep blocking up the melee one. Nice. On the deny by X-Nova. What a gamer, actually.
Dire's structures are
And
fortified.
FYTP's mid to refill Summoness's bottle as well. Going to be able to start pressuring this mid tier 1. If he had the Necro books up, it'd be a little bit better, but never mind.
Ooh, Black Hole. For the Pango, but
Dire's bottom
early
tower
Black
100%
Hole,
worth
worth it, gets the kill. Somnus, he'll grab it. He's got himself 3-1 and 2.
And here comes the double Necrobook to push the top tier 1 as well. They're both up in a second.
Jesus. They both went Necro, wow.
Yeah, I think it's individually nice on both these heroes though, right?
Agreed.
And there's one set. Is the Zeus going to pop his as well? He is, yeah, there you go.
And they'll take the tier 1 easily. Meanwhile, FY does die. Blood gets another kill. Which, Ember, he has those 2 kills on FY, so he does okay, but they lose that tier 1 tower for free.
Yeah, but look at the net worth chart though. It just feels really sad, like, for this Ember and the Dazzle, especially. I mean, this Dazzle's going Necro 1, he's rushing it before boots, and he still hasn't got it at 10.5 minutes in. I cannot tell you how bad that feels. It's awful, like...
Dire's bottom tower
Poor
is
boy.
under attack.
The entire time, it just feels like Drow has almost gone untouched with blood. Jesus, taking a whole bunch of damage right there, just from a 1 marksmanship proc.
I'm wondering, yeah, how do they want to play around this Drow now, right? Because Zeus has linked up with Enigma to take the top tier 1, but do they want to keep this Drow in the bot lane to pressure the bottom tier 1 so they can open up the map for the TB's jungle? Or do they want the Drow to go to them? Because I feel like they should be playing top half of the map now around this Roche pit more than anything.
So many Necro books. Now one for Dazzle.
So Ember taking a nice little
Dire's
stack
bottom
at the
tower
moment.
is under attack.
Fantasy here to leech up some of the XP as well on the Grimstroke is really nice. Get him towards that level 6. He has gone 1-1-3 by the way. But
Yeah,
like,
I was just going to bring up the same thing.
the problem is they're not making plays. Yeah, they're finally actually going to smoke up here and try and do something with this Inkswell and the Ember. But it's taken them 12 minutes in to like really achieve this, and I feel like they should have just been pairing up earlier than this to like find kills, especially on the Drow, right? Like she's the big one. Because we talked about how they have a real lack of physical damage if they don't have the Drow. And they're going to go for this.
And there's the Remnant. They've got the Searing Chains, but the Gust. Phantom's Embrace tries to TP away and will easily do so. Metamorphosis gets committed. They're going to try and get this tier 1 tower at least as a consolation prize.
They're going on the Pango at the same time top as well, but he gets the Rolling Thunder off just.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And, yeah.
Uses the
unfortunately.
urn, but Thunder God's Wrath is a thing.
And Zeus is going to be able to kill the Dazzle's Necrobook. Oh dear. Yeah, the thing is, like, this Zeus got BOTs. Zeus has got BOTs coming out now, I think. He's got the gold. I don't know if he's choosing what to do, but...
Interesting dust on the FY. They do get the TP over from X Nova. However, FY low, Stroke of Fate hits, they'll get the kill. Chalice is going to show up to this, so X Nova, well, he's here for the moment. He is
Yeah, this
level 6.
Ember's-
He's got the untouchable, but
December really wants to go in. They have Inkswell in 2 seconds.
they have Black Hole if he walks forward and isn't too careful about it, though. He's just going to use it on this Terrorblade if he's not too careful. Whoa! A little late there from Old 11. They do get the kill on the Fantasy as well as Blood, but I think he waited a little bit too long.
They did get the Ember, though, so that's the, at least they get one of the cores out of the 2. And Erica's not even farming that well, to be honest. Erica only has Yasha at 13.5 minutes into the game on the TB. Like, you're playing this hero that's just AFK farm jungle all the time, and this Zeus and Drow are still just so far ahead of you. That's just because of how this top lane went for them before. Enigma's constantly denying creeps, taking farm away from you, which slows your game down. Feels real bad. And now Somnus. We talked about the faded brooch on the Zeus before with the BOTs. He's a quick boy.
456. Yeah. Quite the movement speed for now. And he's going into that Axe. So they'll have that Nimbus to work with. And I think they're, things really do set up pretty well for them. They're going into the Meteor Hammer for FY. You get that extra stun duration at level 10. Stun duration, Nimbus, Meteor Hammer. I mean, that seems like enough for me.
Yeah, it's pretty good going.
And that's not high cooldown stuff that you're asking for,
I also, something I didn't mention in the draft because I just assumed people would realize, by the way, is that this Zeus is a super high counter to the TB. Because TB is all about high armor, like low HP pool, this raw magical damage against TB is
Radiant
really
are
strong.
scanning.
So Erica's kind of like has to play away from the rest of the team for now, and just try and farm up until he can get like probably second item BKB, I would assume. But if he ever gets caught out by like a Nyx Assassin Stun with a Thunder God's Wrath coming through on top, I don't know, especially the Zeus Axe, yeah, like TB just dies every time.
He's going Sanjin Yasha on this Terrorblade.
As long as he goes second item BKB, I don't really care what his first item is, to be honest. Because I think if he doesn't go second item BKB, then he's just out the game.
Denied.
Chao's going into a Manta style himself. Of course, we saw that the Zeus was picking up the Ags. Blink Dagger for the Enigma, so not the same old 11 game where he went into the Guardian Greaves. This time he's got Necro Arcanes and now finishes off the Blink Dagger. There's not as many things here that can stop the Black Hole.
No, there's not.
The Glimpse was a much easier one to accommodate.
And it's like the game we saw from them yesterday with the Enigma, though, where because he understands it's a free black hole game, he is just going to go blink
Is
BKB.
under attack.
Because when he does that, there's nothing they can do on Keen Gaming to stop it. Whereas, you know, the last game he went for the mech first because he understood that it wasn't all
Dire's
about the
top
black
tower
hole
is
anymore.
under attack.
But when you get a game like this, you know, there's no reason not to.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They really want to try and chip away at this mid-tier 1 here on LGD to open up the Roche pit for themselves. Especially when you have this Enchantress that can tank for you as well. The Roche is a pretty easy thing to focus down. And Xavier going to check for the ward on the high ground
scanning.
with his sentry, with his courier. Nice.
Look at the experience difference right now. Massive.
But that's... I don't know.
Dire's
We saw this
top
from King
tower
Gaming last
is
time, though,
under
that
attack.
commit to fights, they're bringing like every single hero.
What?
Like, look at the bot
Is under
lane.
attack.
Yeah, they're trying to go in onto this Enigma. They will get the kill. It's a lot just to get the Enigma. But they need everything they can get. It's just, though, when you've got 4 heroes there, it's... You know, not a lot of experience.
Yeah, like you're committing so many heroes to every kill every time that, yeah, you get the kill, but like overall, LGD are probably getting more out of the map at the moment because of it. They're going mid now. They really want to try and get this mid tier 1 with the meta usage, I assume.
Radiant structures
There is an
are
SMY up now
fortified.
on the TB, so...
You need to be careful,
Oh
though.
my god. Zeus has
Enigma's
another
up
shot.
in 10 seconds. Enigma's up in 10. He can
Radiant's
TP over and make you, you know, really pay if you don't just get out of here.
They push so fast though with the meta that it's not a massive problem.
Yeah.
Like they know how strong they are with the meta being
It's
up.
just about staying too long.
Yeah.
You know, you
Um,
linger and all of a sudden...
Zeus had a
Nyx?
nether shield, by the way, and he took it back. Sent it
Like
back to base.
Carapace, Gust? That did not land. Sylvine comes in, and now they're going to go to the high ground. Thunder God's Wrath gets used. Ink Swell slowed up. They got one shot with the
He has multi-shot.
Frost Arrow, and they get the kill.
Yeah, really good use of Thunder God's Wrath to give vision there for the Drow to get the attack off. And they actually, they just
School, give it.
smoke up. Oh no, it's just FY. Okay. Going invis. He has the Meteor Hammer now, by the way, so 4 points in Impale. We'll see what he can do. Zeus is really close to Nimbus as well, 350 gold off.
Dire's
Good.
FY's game gets a lot easier
Dust.
then.
And FY throws an Impale Meteor Hammer. A complete whiff.
And they hit it over with the Ink Swell as well.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
So he's in a little bit of trouble with the multi-shot coming through from Chao. Side of Fist Searing Chains is immediately purged off thanks to the Manta style that he'll pop. They do a lot of damage on the Zhao Fu, force out the Shallow Grave. Stroke of Fate slows up Somnus as well as Chalice. Poison Touch comes in, but he's still standing on the Midnight Pulse, so after the Shallow Grave is gone, he'll die.
Really cute play by the Zeus, by the way. He TP'd in on the Necrobooks of the Enigma to get to the fight. It was always nice to see those little things. TB, if he shows bot here, could get run at instantly. Especially with Somnus already heading over. Who has Axe coming out, by the way? This is so scary. Like, FY has Vendetta in 5 seconds, and whoever he finds is probably just dead for the first time. And you thought King Gamer were grouping up hard before, You know, wait until this Nimbus comes out, because it's only going to get worse from them in terms of, you know, the XP values that they're getting.
I will say, Nyx Assassin already has the Meteor Hammer and the Impale at level 4, but he actually, FY doesn't have level 10 yet, so the Meteor Hammer is not a given.
It's still okay though, because they don't have BKBs on the die, right? The only hero that it matters against at the moment for the stun talent is Ember, because he can instantly jump away to a Remnant before the hammer hits. But every other hero, he should still be able to get it off. And even then, if it's a really long distance Impale, then he might still get the hammer off anyway.
Dire structures are fortified.
Thunder God's Wrath coming out.
Structures are fortified.
He actually took Spell Amp on the Nyx.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Are scanning.
I was thinking about when the talents got changed. I feel like the stun duration talent is so awful now. 0.25 seconds on a stun duration for a talent is absolutely like horrendous. Oh, X Nova.
And he goes down. They've also got the Rolling Thunder hitting now on a challenge, but Black Hole immediately stopped. Phantom's Embrace was on its way to Old 11, so the Black Hole gets used and it's immediately canceled. On top of that, Chalice on the run, but they'll get the kill. A great fight there from Keen Gaming.
Yeah, really good positioning there by Fantasy. He almost got caught in the black hole himself as well. But thankfully for them, you know, he manages to stay just outside so that he can get the silence off. And that's unfortunate for LGD because they committed the black hole, but like at the same time they popped meta on Keen Gaming and they're not going to get anything from it. So kind of goes both ways. They need to play around the Zeus and the Nyx more though. I mean, they're going to be the key heroes here.
They really cut into the net worth lead, though. A good hefty chunk. LGD. I don't know. It looked like that was the fight that they wanted to set up, but just like that, a Phantom's Embrace is what turns it all around.
Yeah, especially because they have Nimbus as well, right? It felt like that was the perfect moment, but FY wasn't there either, and I think without the stun that he can offer in the fights, it gets a little bit difficult. Fantasy's going to be...
Ooh, they see the Nyx, it's not going to matter.
And there's another sentry down, so the bug just carries on following him the whole time.
Terribly going all the way back while FY moves forward. Blood gets spotted and is pushed away, so now they'll pressure the tier 2 tower and they've got the damage to take it pretty quickly.
These necro books as well. Whenever they're up, they just get so much vision on the map. Like there's FY running around, there's the necro books running around. I don't know, man. It's pretty crazy.
Can they go into Roche yet? On LGD?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Not really. They don't have the best Roche taking lineup.
Meteor Hammer misses Blood. FY now hit with the Phantom's Embrace, and he'll try to survive, but Sleight of Fist from Blood gets the kill.
But again, like, look how many heroes there are to kill a Nyx. They're not getting anything on the map on Keen. Like, yes, guys, we got to kill, but now let's all roll out and do whatever we were supposed to be doing before. It's kind of the way you play, though. Like, everybody that's watching this, if you still play Dota, you'll play the same way when you play against a better team. You feel really bad because you don't feel confident on the map if you don't see them. And if you get a kill, it makes you feel really good. But actually, if you go back and watch the replay, what you're doing is not worth the time that you're committing. Like I play a lot of 5-man unranked at the moment in the evenings and stuff. And there's some stacks that are like really high MMR that you come up against all the time. And geez, some of them are crazy good. And I feel exactly the same way when I play against them.
BKB, like you said you wanted. It came after a Dragonlance, but he still got the BKB, and Erica sitting level 15, sitting second on the net worth. Maybe not going as well as LGD would have hoped. The splits are very much you know, with the Enigma sitting pretty high as well as the Drow. But I don't know. I guess the TB is the only one really in a decent spot in terms of farm.
This
Now
Ember
that I will
is
get that net worth.
so poor. Like, he has blade mail phase boots, but he's still only like halfway to his ags, right? Oh, not sure what that was about.
Gotcha.
I
They've
they
given
thought they-
YDS a lot of farm too.
Yeah, he's been the one that's pushing out waves all the time, right? Because he's playing this Pangolier. Like, look mid, just there. He's just pushes the lane out. He's going for this Basher as well, which I think is actually a really good idea. They need more lockdown, especially hard lockdown that's going to go through the BKBs. Which, you know, against Enigma, we talked about this in game 1. I think it was a Pango built Basher before as well.
Ooh, smoke. Old 11. He's got that BKB. He just kind of runs up. Everybody blinked away on the side of King Gaming. Now they look for the black hole. He's got it onto the TB, who used the Metamorphosis. This is terrible for them if they
he's
can get
not
the
dead
kill.
yet.
But now he's got the Sunder, and he's still alive. So everybody on the side of LGD, they continue to move on forward. They've got the Spike Carapace as well as the Impale hitting on a YDS. They've got themselves a second. Now the Silence hitting onto the Terrorblade. He doesn't have
Zeus
Sunder
is-
anymore. Inkswell, Zeus in trouble. Damage coming in, but look at that. The marksmanship destroys the TB. Old 11 goes down. They look over at the Grimstroke. They'll take themselves a
Ember's
fourth.
just
And now
gone.
the Ember needs to run, but he won't be able to make it out. Blood ends up falling a full team wipe in the favor of LGD, and all they lose is this Enigma.
My sprites are with us.
I'm unsure about this. Like this whole play by Keen. I feel like after that black hole gets used, I think they just have to get out. And I think chasing after that that Zeus there kind of baited them in a little bit. They're like, oh yes, we might actually be able to kill the Zeus at some point, but I don't know. That feels really sad.
Good fight from LGD though, and now they've got the Zeus top of the net worth with Drowog behind him. Drow going into the butterfly. They got the Bloodstone finished for Somnus. He gets that in. That BKB made a big difference there for the Enigma too. I mean, they were confident to take that fight. Rolling Thunder. Back and forth on X Nova. Remnant. The Nimbus is down.
Same thing again, though.
Kind of just gives up his life, but there were 3 heroes there from King Gaming.
Yeah, like TB Ember and Panga, the 3 most farmed heroes, have to be there to kill him, and it's just X Nova on a +5 Enchantress that's taking an outpost. And then the Grimstroke and the Dazzle end up wandering up as well. They're not doing anything on the map at the same time. They don't need to all be there. I get they're kind of worried that if a fight breaks out and they're not all in the vicinity, then it might be difficult, but... You know, Challenge is just farming away in the meantime as well on the Drow. You know, FY's pushing out bot, getting some farm.
FY's now got himself the Yules. Is it Ags next for him? No. He doesn't have anything queued up just yet. Now he's got the Ags, so yes, it will be. Black hole up in
they put a
15.
sentry
FY
down.
moving forward.
They
They
put a
do have
sentry
that
down
sentry.
on...
They do have the vision.
Ooh, I think they just have to like bail here. Somebody's gonna die, but
They're trying. There's the Nimbus. They've got the Silence. But a lot of damage onto the Grimstroke. Down the Rolling Thunder flies forward. Erica will pop the illusions. Or illusion. And try to get out of this one. But as I say that, Metamorphosis with the BKB. Now they've got themselves the Gust as well as the damage. The Shallow Grave will keep alive Blood. They've got the Black Hole available, but they're focusing their attention onto this Pangolier. One more shot will get the kill, and FY gets credit for that one. Xiao Fu turns around. Doesn't have Shallow Grave for another 8 seconds.
you were
They're
looking
on
at
the
one
high
part.
ground without a BKB on Terrorblade.
I assume you were all looking at one part of the fight, but I was looking at FY just juking around this Pangolier and Rolling Thunder the whole time. That's great.
Silence. Drow gets
Oh,
the
the
kill on a
Black Hole.
Fantasy, but there's the Black Hole on a 2. They'll take out the Terrorblade. Now they look over at the Dazzle. Shallow Grave's the only thing keeping him alive, but eventually he will fall. He's still standing on that Midnight Pulse. Double kill for Chalice. Blood gets away. However, it's 4 kills and a buyback on the Grimstroke. That goes in
And they
favor of
just-
LGD.
Yeah, they just ping out Roche straight away. They're like, yeah, TB's dead, guys. This is it. We'll just go into the pit. Drow's almost finished Butterfly as well, by the way, so her damage output's going to be crazy.
Quick little Aegis pickup here for LGD.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
No, towards top. YDS spotted. Thunder God's Wrath comes in as well as the Nimbus. Jesus.
Spider Legs is so good on this hero, by the way, for Pango.
But I'm worth
It feels
so
really
much
good on the
more.
hero, because the thing is, like, normally where you bounce off cliffs and stuff, you can pop the Spider Legs while you're in ult as well, and you just go straight over them.
Well, that would be a tribute.
So because, like, most people take the Rolling Thunder duration cooldown at
Dire's
15
top
now,
tower is
sorry,
under
duration
attack.
at 15, whereas people used to take the Shield Crush
Dire's
cooldown.
top tower
When you're in
has
Rolling
fallen.
Thunder and you don't have the ability to jump over cliffs all the time like you used to with Shield Crush, Spider Legs, gets even more value.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is
Zeus.
under attack.
Is this in Ghost Scepter? Yeah, it will be an E-Blade. Okay. So Zeus going to the E-Blade. Ags was being built
Radiant's
here
bottom
for
tower
FY. He's
is under
still
attack.
2,600 gold away from that. And old 11, he's building into the Octarine core.
Okay.
Radiant structures are
I don't mind this too much though. Like you saw in the last fight when they black holed the BKB TB, but there's no answer to it, right? And this is why LGD love this hero so much, because there's some games like this where it's just a free Enigma game. He pops black hole, and that's the end of the fight. There's nothing they can do, and oh my god,
Fantasy.
almost dies.
Side of Fist Searing Chains, old 11 though, he's got that black hole up in 10 seconds, so defending this is not going to be easy. Meanwhile, the Terrorblade over bottom, FY, he's come over. Erica, can he even
Did he cancel
TP
his-
out? BKB, and that's the only way he's going to make it, but now he doesn't have the BKB for this potential
Nice Rolling
fight.
Thunder.
Rolling Thunder comes in, the poison touches out on the Chalice, but the damage into YDS's face is quite a bit. Shadowgrave gets used, Xiaofu on the run, the Malphus hits from old 11, they'll chase, they've got the Nimbus down, they'll get the kill, the multi-shot through, and that's 2 heroes gone immediately.
Nice chase.
Sleight of Fist Searing Chains, they'll buy back on this Pangolier. Somnus taking a lot of damage. Pops that Bloodstone, disarm for the moment. Remnant forward from Blood, pops the BKB, the Meteor Hammer onto both these racks. They've got a lot of these heroes sitting low on the side of LGD.
Enigma.
Somnus and X-Nova both die. They'll get themselves the Soulbind on the Drow as well as old 11. Drow does have the Aegis, so they're going to set up for a potential black hole here. Again, Erica goes into the Metamorphosis. They bought back on the
Radiant's top tower
Enchantress,
is
but they
under
don't
attack.
have Zeus.
Yeah, but the Vax is still alive because they had the repair kit on it the whole time, which means it's feeling pretty good.
They're going to keep it pressured in, though. At least for now. Gives time to the Enigma to get that Octarine core before using the black hole again.
Look at this nice ward by the Dio, the way. Just saw Nyx going Vendetta as well. I haven't actually seen this one before. Normally you see it like on the steps, but that it's a little bit further south than normal. Yeah, that one. And the thing about that ward is it spots just to the left as well, so you can see people coming up the other ramp. Pretty cute.
So Enigma getting close. Terrorblade is not too far away from that Scotty if he doesn't already have the goal already. Yeah. So he'll come over, but old 11 is ready to just pop a BKB and go into the black hole. He thinks about it. Thunder God's Wrath comes in. He'll black hole the Dazzle. Maybe not the target that he wanted to go for, but they'll at least get the kill on the Zhao Fu. Soulbind hits onto the Zeus, but Fantasy's going to lose his life regardless. And eventually he will fall to the lightning bolt.
Yeah, neither of these heroes have
YDS.
buyback as well, so I think if Pango dies here, this is really bad because he has no buyback either. It's on cooldown for him.
Close, but able to survive.
What a sneaky little creature that Pango is, huh?
Unfortunately for Enigma, that puts the black hole down for another minute and a half.
It's not too bad though, considering the position he was in. It actually got saved pretty well. And he almost has that Octarine as well. I think that's the most important thing there. Like, if he dies, the Octarine gets delayed by so long. It's worth just dropping the black hole, to be honest. Oh, Nyx might be able to pop the Carapace here. Oh,
Ooh, boy, with the Nimbus and the damage from
Okay.
Chalice. Wow.
he gets the gem as well because that was on the Ember. I'm really surprised he didn't just walk in range with Carapace on the Flame Guard to set up for the stun instead. He goes for the style points instead. Which, you know, fair enough, FY. I can respect that.
Now he's got the Black Hole on 105-second cooldown. That is not that long of a time for such an impactful ability.
Necrobook down to 60 seconds as well. BKB down to 46 seconds. Blink Dagger down to 10 seconds. It's not just the Black Hole, you have to remember. Like, even the Midnight Pulse feels really good on a 23-second cooldown. You know, Malefice 10 seconds as well. It's a crazy good item on Enigma.
9.9.
Oh, come on, man. Give it to me. don't take it away from me. They're going to start trying getting this Rax here. I don't think they have any more repair kits left on the Dire. And this Drow's going to just start melting them.
On top of that, by the time King Gaming mount themselves a defense, they'll have Black Hole available on LGD. So you want to move forward on this, you want to try and defend, you're going to have to go through a Black Hole.
Yeah, this game's just a little bit more of a slow burner than last one, but it feels like the result's still going to be a little bit inevitable here, right?
Yeah. E-Blade finished for the Zeus. He's going into an Octarine Core as well. Drow Hurricane Pike.
Chalice level 25, by the way, now as well. He takes the cooldown reduction.
Dire's top tower
Shadowblade,
is under
Satanic,
attack.
Manta.
Dire's structures are fortified.
30% down now.
Start to go for the tier 3 tower over top. They've got the Ags finished on the Ember. If it's going to be enough, we'll see.
Come on,
Like, how do they get on this Drow? They have to commit, like, Rolling Thunder or to go in, but they're smoking round from behind.
Thunder God's Wrath,
Thunder God's
though.
Wrath. Yeah, really good Thunder God's Wrath. FY just there to break the smoke.
Yeah, and he'll go into the Vendetta, though. Remnant forward, the BKB, it comes through as well. Soulbind out, but BKB's been popped by the Enigma. They've got the damage to kill off X Nova. Old 11 definitely looking for his mark to jump in and use the Black Hole. But Zeus, he's rooted. He's got the Nimbus down. Poison Touch comes in. BKB's been popped by Erica. Old 11 again looking for his opportunity to come in, but he's got the Spirit Vessel on him, so he can't blink just yet. Now Zeus ends up dying. He's got no buyback.
Yeah, great fight by YDS on this Pango. He's everywhere. Oh, he didn't wait for the chains when he slighted on Ember. FY should have died there as well. Oh, blood. A little bit of a misplay there, unfortunately. A leveler for the TB, though. Ooh, Kale. Classic. Nice.
Classic lag.
Okay, well, I mean, really good initiation, though, by Keen. They understand they have to do something different. They can't just fight them head on, so they smoke from behind, and yeah, like, even though it got spotted, this Soulbind usage by Grimstroke is really good, because even if Enigma gets, like, if Enigma gets Soulbound up ever, like, he can't get this Blink Black Hole off. All he has to do is try and grave the TB every, try and Black Hole the TB every single fight, right? That's his only goal, because that's where all the damage comes from on King Gaming's side. But if he gets Soulbound up, like, the whole duration in BKB, he was in Soulbind still, so he couldn't do anything. And this Zeus was just caught in no man's land. But yeah, this Pangolier is really doing a good job of just getting into the backlines every single time. Like, controlling up the Enigma along with the +1s. Like Nyx Assassin, for example. Like, cancelling blinks with Vessel as well on the Enigma.
It really becomes a bit of an issue there for the Enigma to get a Black Hole out once he's popped that BKB, and they forced that pretty early in that fight just to get the BKB, and then he just does not feel safe. Even going into the Black Hole, opportunity to stop it once that BKB is non-existent. Now, obviously, it's only on a 46-second cooldown, but I mean, it's not a great feeling for this Enigma. It takes away a lot of his kit when he knows it could be canceled immediately. I'm a bit shocked the fight went the way it did. It seemed very like you knew what was coming but still couldn't prevent it from LGD, because they broke the smoke with FY here. And
but when the Rolling Thunder comes in, right, like, what's stopping the Rolling Thunder? The only thing they can do is Black Hole it. So they have to kind of just kite the duration of the Rolling Thunder out before they can go in. But Yeah, he committed there and manages to, I think it was catch the Enchantress straight away, right? So,
Yep.
feels okay. Feels pretty good. Nyx does almost have Ags, though, which I think is going to be a nice game changer. You can kind of just stand in the middle then and not really care about anything. Although I can't wait to see him get permanently silenced by Phantom's Embrace, because he's underground and he can't get out.
400 gold till he picks up that Ags. And
Just checking all these cliffs. Oh my goodness.
ooh, gosh,
That's a spell
prism.
prism. Black Hole now has an 85-second cooldown.
That might be the lowest it's ever been.
Tower is under attack.
If only they didn't nerf the
Radiant
talent.
structures are fortified.
God, that is such a low cooldown. 37 seconds on BKB too.
Yeah. 8 seconds on Blink. Like, it's really strong. And he does have Black Hole up here, but they're going into the Roshan Keen, and LGD aren't ready for this because Zeus is still dead. They can't commit at all.
Radiant's courier
Zeus could buy back. They know it's happening.
Is old 11 going to be
Balls
balls the size of space hoppers here?
Shield Crash already coming in. Inkswell swashbuckle away
they
though,
don't-
and this is starting to set up potentially for old 11 to go in with the Black Hole, and there it is, right onto the Terrible.
Get the Aegis. Somebody-
Aegis down. Somebody's got to grab it. It's picked up by Erica. He's got the Shallow Grave as well as the Sunder. That comes through onto X-Nova, who eats the cheese. Old 11 though, he's already used the Black Hole. He ends up dead. They'll get that kill out of Fantasy. They look over the rest.
Chalice,
Blood, silence, can't remnant away. Impale misses. Multi-shot comes through. It's
Oh,
not
the
going to be
block.
enough. They can't kill anybody.
What a
Oh,
really
no,
nice...
No.
the Nimbus.
Now they've got the Nimbus down though. Xiaofu taking a lot of damage. The E-Blade hits onto the
TB.
Terrorblade. Terrorblade doesn't have Sunder. The Gust hits and they'll get the kill. They'll take him out for the first life, but they end up losing FY. Fantasy taking a lot of shots from the multi-shot. Here comes Blood. Erica looking over at Chalice. They'll buy back on FY. YDS. Shield Crash right on top of the Zeus. He's been disarmed and now they look like they'll be able to get the kill onto the Zeus, but Somnus uses the E-Blade. Blood taking a lot of damage. They've got the Shallow Grave on their YDS. They'll take out Somnus as well as Chalice. None of them have buyback. They have meta. They have meta.
Enigma has buyback. He's got the gold and he has Black Hole up again when he's up anyway, so I don't think they can end the game. But dear God, playing without buybacks on both your cores is risky business. There's no Aegis now on TB anymore, but he has Leveler, remember?
Radiant's
Like, these
middle
buildings
tower
will just
is under
die.
attack.
They might take one set of racks at most, but I think this Enigma's going to be enough to scare them off. Look how quickly the tower's going to die now. The waves here.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Wow. FY Meteor Hammer.
Oh my
the Black
goodness.
Hole! Oh, old 11, you madman, you've done it! Erica, though, Sunder comes in, pops the
Oh, what a
BKB.
Sunder!
Maybe I've spoken too soon! They get the kill on old 11. They look over at Fantasy. He's already gone. They'll buy back on the Dazzle as well as the Enigma. Now they look over as the Mana Burn's not going to be enough to get the kill onto
Oh, no
Erica just
Sunder.
yet. He doesn't have Sunder. He'll end up dead. He's got buyback, however. This does save the base.
Oh. Key Gaming, there's one way you lose that fight. The Enigma's the only hero that can do anything to you, and you just stand up in a group of 3. Guys, you're better than that. Come on. Oh, they're going to be so disappointed at themselves. That was like their
Heartbreak.
big chance to really make a turn in the game. And they've just shot themselves in the foot.
For a second,
dear.
Keen Gaming's name was Blaze, but down in glory they don't end up going.
I cannot wait for them to look back at this replay and go, what did we do? Like, why did we do what we did? These Eidolons are really strong, actually, as well. They have the damage talent at level 20. They're going to kill these buildings.
TV
I
has
think TV has
buyback.
to buy
Dyer's
back.
top barracks are under
Like, what are you
Doesn't
waiting
have meta.
for?
Dyer's
Doesn't have
It's
meta
one thing
for
to
over a
defend-
minute.
It's one thing to defend against one set of racks, but 2 sets of racks becomes, like, so much more difficult.
Dyer's top barracks has fallen.
I guess they have Ember and TB, so it's not the end of the world, but... Dear, dear, dear.
Black hole up again. It really feels like nothing. I mean, Jesus.
Who do they give the Shaco to? Do they give it to Zeus? Yeah, I think they are. He just TP'd back to base though. Nice. Zeus is like, cool. Could have just given it to me, but never mind.
They're going to push through bottom, or at least try to finish this game. Terrorblade is up and has meta in 15.
Where is Zeus's neutral item, guys? Come on.
FY on the low ground in the burrow.
They're trying to smoke up again from around the side. They've just got hit by Thunder. They didn't see the smoke because the Thunder God's Wrath came up just before. They need to make sure they play around their vision here on LGD on the high ground. It's going to be really key.
Some Eidolons over there. There's the Remnant, but a blink away from Somnus immediately, and now Blood takes some damage. They've got the Spirit Vessel on a Somnus. They'll pop the BKB, and Ember, let's see what he's able to accomplish as they go into the Metamorphosis, as well as the BKB, the Burrow, as well as the Thunder. So FY already sitting low. The Soulbind is there. They get the kill on a YDS, but they look to try and kill FY. They can't get him. Shallow Grave onto the Ember. Look at the stun from FY on a 2. Oh, the black hole! There's the black hole. Immediately stopped, though. Zhao Fu ends up getting killed off, and, well, now no Dazzle, now no Grimstroke, and, well, Erica, he did take out X-Nova, who doesn't have buyback. Eidolon damage, Meteor Hammer coming through, and it's Megas.
He has the extra Eidolons at level 25 as well. This is the normal amount. Wait until they get doubled.
YDS?
Yeah, this Pango.
Chalice?
I'll just retrieve my
He's just enjoying himself.
Where was he?
I'm pretty sure he just ran into the TB and died while the Pango was dying. Pango has no buyback though. It's literally just Ember and TB now. So I don't see how they defend this. Look at the Eidolon army. Oh my god. Look at the damage they do.
Dire's middle tower has
They get the
fallen.
first tier 4, second soon to follow. They don't have meta for 84 seconds, and now the Ancient is exposed.
The Eidolon.
BKB's been popped by Erica. He gets the Sunder off on Old 11, but it's not going to be enough damage. Blood, though, goes over, looks at Somnus. Now they've got the BKB popped by Old 11. He doesn't have the Black Hole. BKB's been popped by Blood. It looks over to get the kill onto the Zeus. TB's been killed off, and Blood will be next. However, he won't die because the throne is dead instead.
I don't know. Keen Gaming played much better this game. Like, you can tell there's still like a difference in ability between the two teams by a margin, but at least they performed much better than the first game. So they can look back at this and say, you know, at least we played much better in the second game. You know, we learned a little bit. And again, back to your point before when we were talking about that after the end of game one, you were saying about them learning from this. I think they'll learn more from this game than they did from the first one. I think they can look back at this and think, you know, what are the things we did right? What are the things we did wrong? Such as grouping up as 3 when Enigma was the only hero that could stop us from pushing. But you get my point, right? Like,
Yeah.
They were not going to come into the series expecting to win, whereas LGD are. And unfortunately, it means they're not going to be able to qualify now for the knockout stages.